Hello students, you are watching ISC Mathematics. Today we will start from chapter number 3, Measurements of Angles, which is a part of Trigonometry, Standard 11 ISC Mathematics. Before we proceed further, I would like to remind you that if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe ISC Mathematics. Like my videos, share my videos as well. Okay, so let us start this chapter, measurement of angles, which is a part of trigonometry. Okay, now we know about trigonometry little bit in class 9 and 10. We have already studied. We know that the trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with the measurement, study of measurements of sides and angles and the problems allied with angles, okay, of triangles. Clear? So word trigonometry is derived from the two Greek words. One is trigonon and the other one is metron. Okay, trigonometry trigonometry is derived from the two words. One is trigonon and another one is metron. Okay, trigonon means triangles. Yes or no? Triangles. And metron means measure. Okay, so trigonometry deals with the study of measurements of sides and angles. Clear? Okay, now in this chapter, the title is measurement of angles. Okay, uh, till class 10, we have been measuring the angles in one unit, that is called the degree. Yes or no? 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, etc. We have seen various types of angles. Yes or no? From the lower class onwards, you have been studying the various types of angles: 0 degree angle, acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle. Yes or no? Reflex angle, complete angle, etc. Okay, so how an angle is formed, let us see. Okay, so if we consider a ray, okay, suppose this is a ray with origin O, okay, and we have one point A, yes or no, on it. So we can name this ray as ray OA. Now, if you consider the rotation of this ray about its endpoint, here remember that O is called the endpoint or the origin. Okay, so if you are considering the rotation of the ray in the anti-clockwise or clockwise direction anyway, suppose we are considering the rotation in the anti-clockwise direction, so OA will rotate, okay, and suppose it occupies some position OB. Clear? Yes or no? Then we will say that the angle has been generated. So angle here, what is the angle? Angle AOB or angle BOA. The rotating ray is called the generating line. So here the rotating ray OA is called the generating line. Its initial position is called the initial arm, okay, and the final position is called the terminal arm, terminal side or initial terminal arm. Clear? better we use the word side. So we have OA the initial side and OB the terminal side. And what is angle? Angle AOB. Clear? So when any ray rotates, okay, an angle is formed. Clear? Now we are aware of initial side as well as terminal side. So look at the amount of rotation, okay, which has taken place to obtain the initial side. This amount of rotation is called the measure of angle. Clear? So the terms what is an angle and what is the measure of angle, I think, are clear to you. Okay, now sense of angle. What is the sense of angle? Suppose if the angle is rotating or the arm ray is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, if we have OA, okay, rotating in the anti-clockwise direction as shown in the previous figure, then we say that suppose an angle theta is formed, then we will say that this angle has a positive sense or it is a positive angle. Okay, in other words, if you are considering the rotation in the anti-clockwise direction, then this direction, which anti-clockwise direction, is considered to be the positive direction. If you are considering the rotation in the clockwise direction, then this direction is called the negative direction. So the angle formed will be negative. Clear? Okay, so angle AOB dash will be equal to minus theta. Clear? If AOB is theta, then in the clockwise direction, AOB dash will be the, or AOB we can say, will be minus theta. Clear? So now I'm sure that you have understood what is the sense or what is the positive direction and what is the negative direction. So anti-clockwise direction is referred to as the positive direction and rotation in the clockwise direction is referred to as the negative direction. Clear? Now some useful result we will see, or some useful topics which are known to us but yet we should revise once. Okay, now let us consider the axis or the two lines I am drawing over here. Okay, one is x dash OX and the other one is y dash OY. Okay, now you will notice this and notice that these two lines, so x dash OX and y dash OY, they divide the plane of paper into four equal parts. Okay, each part is called a quadrant. So here XOY is the first quadrant. Similarly, X dash OY is the second quadrant. X dash OY dash is the third quadrant, and Y dash OX is the fourth quadrant. Clear? Okay, now let us see what is the angle in the standard position. So for that, angle in standard position, okay, let us consider once again Okay. Now, suppose if any angle whose vertices or the endpoint coincides with the origin, yes or no, and its initial side coincides with the OX, that is the positive x-axis, positive side of the x-axis, then that angle is called the angle in the standard position. For example, let us consider an angle QOP or POQ. Okay, you will notice that the angle QOP, okay, the origin coincides with uh, the endpoint of this angle coincides with the origin O, and the initial side of angle QOP coincide with positive direction of x-axis, and therefore we can say that QOP is in the angle which is in the standard position. So we can write down this fact in this way. An angle is said to be in the standard position if its endpoint or its vertex coincides with the origin and its initial side coincides with OX, that is positive direction of positive direction of x axis. Clear? So here in the given figure, angle QOP is said to be the angle in the standard position. Clear? Okay, now angle in a quadrant. Angle in a quadrant. Okay, again we will draw the coordinate axis to understand what is Okay, so we have x dash o x dash, sorry, x dash o x and y dash oy are x axis and y coordinate axis respectively. Okay, now angle in quadrant. Okay, now any angle in the standard position is said to be in a particular quadrant. For example, suppose we have angle A OB. Okay, now look at angle AOB. Okay, now the initial side of angle AOB, initial side of angle AOB coincides with the x-axis, positive direction of x-axis, and the terminal side lies in the second quadrant, and therefore we will say that angle AOB lies in second quadrant. Clear? So angle AOB lies in the second quadrant. Why? Because its terminal side lies in the second quadrant. So we will say that any angle which is in standard position is said to lie in a particular quadrant if its terminal side lies in that quadrant. Clear? Okay, now triangle of reference. Next topic is triangle of reference. Okay, for that we will once again consider the diagram. Okay, now suppose we have an angle XOP. Clear? We have an angle XOP. Okay, now if you are drawing from any point on the terminal side, obviously OP represents the terminal side. So suppose from point P we are drawing a perpendicular on the x-axis, say PM, then triangle OMP or triangle POM is called the triangle of reference. Okay, so if we draw perpendicular from any point P on the terminal side of an angle which is in the standard position in its standard position. Okay, then triangle OMP so formed is called the triangle of reference of angle XOP. Clear? So I hope you have understood what is triangle of reference. Okay, now let us see the various systems of measurement of angles. Till class 10 we have been seeing a single unit of measuring an angle, that is the degree unit. Okay, that belongs to the sexagesimal system. This is also called the English system of measuring. Okay, we have two more systems this year to learn. One is centesimal or French system, and the other one is the circular system. So let us go through all the three systems of measurement of angle. Measurement of angle. Okay, we have three systems. We have three systems of measurement of an angle. Okay, these three systems are: number one, sexagesimal system. This is also called an English system. Another system of measuring an angle is centesimal. Okay, this is a French system of measurement of an angle, and the third one is the circular system. Okay, now we will go through all the three systems one by one. Now let us begin with the sexagesimal system or English system of measurement of an angle. So we have number one, sexagesimal system. Okay, in this system the unit of measurement of angle is degree. The unit of measurement is degree. Here it is denoted by like this, 1 degree. Okay, so this is the unit in the system, sexagesimal system of measurement of an angle. The unit of measurement is called degree, and we denote it as written over here. Okay, in the red circle you can see. Okay, we can write in this way 1 degree. Clear? Now let us see what is this 1 degree. Okay, now we can divide a right angle into 90 equal parts. Okay, and each equal part is called 1 degree. We can divide a right angle into 90 equal parts. Here each part is called 1 degree. Clear? Okay, further 1 degree is further divided into 60 equal parts. 1 degree is further divided into 60 equal parts is called a minute. Yes or no? Each of those equal parts is called a minute and denoted by this symbol. Clear? And further we'll divide minute, 1 minute into 60 equal parts once again, when each of these equal parts is called a second. So we can write over that 1 minute is divided into 60 equal parts. Each part called a second and which is denoted by this symbol. Clear? Okay, so we have one right angle. We can write in this way. Summary. We have one right angle contains 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees. Okay, symbolically like this we'll write. Okay, then 1 degree we have 60 minutes. Okay, and in 1 minute we have 60 seconds, like this. Clear? So this is the relationship between the degrees, minutes and seconds. Okay, so you can convert. If you want to convert a degree into minute, we'll multiply by 60, or if you want to convert a minute into degree, you will divide by 60. Again, if you are converting a degree into minute into second, you will multiply by 60, and if you are converting a second into minute, you will divide by 60. Clear? So in this way you can convert from one unit to the other unit. Okay, now so we have seen the sexagesimal system. So on this basis you can divide 1 degree. Yes or no? So 1 degree is 1/19th part of a right angle. Okay, so 1 degree is defined as, now we can write what is 1 degree. 1 degree is defined as a 1/90th part of a right angle. Clear? Okay, so this is the sexagesimal system of measurement of angle. Now let us see the another system, that is French system or centesimal system. Centesimal system of measurement of angle. Okay, the unit of measurement in this system is grade, which is denoted by okay, this is the unit of measurement of angle in the centesimal system or French system, grade, denoted by okay. In this system, one right angle is divided into 100 equal parts. Okay, so we can write that one right angle is equals to 100 grades. Clear? And we write 100 superscript G. Again, in one grade is further, it can further be divided into 100 equal parts, and each part is called a minute. Okay, 100 minutes, not 1 minute, but one grade can be divided into 100 equal parts. Each part is called a minute. Okay, symbol will remain same for minute, and similarly 1 minute can also be further divided into 100 equal parts. Each part is called a second. Okay, and again the symbol is same as was used in case of degree measurement. Clear? So but the difference is there a degree was divided into 60 equal parts. Here one grade is divided into 100 equal parts, and each part is called a minute, and again 1 minute is divided into 100 equal parts. Each part is called a second. Clear? Okay, so centesimal system is also done. Now let us see the circular system of measurement. Number 3. Circular system. Okay. Now in this system, the unit of measurement of an angle is 1 radian. Okay. The unit of measurement of angle is radian, and we can define radian as okay, radian is the measure of an angle subtended by an arc of length equal to the radius of the circle. Clear? So radian is defined, or 1 radian is defined as the measure of an angle subtended by an arc of length equal to the radius of the circle, radius of the circle. Okay, it is denoted by the symbol. Okay, we write in this way. Okay, this is the symbol for representing 1 radian. Clear? With the help of diagram we can understand this fact. Okay, suppose we are having a circle and we have, suppose we have angle AOB which is subtended by an arc AB. Yes or no? Which is subtended by an arc AB. Now the length of arc AB is equal to the radius, that is OA or OB. Clear? Yes or no? So the angle formed at the center in this case is 1 radian. Clear? Okay, so remember that 1 radian is the measure of an angle subtended by an arc whose length is equal to the radius of the circle. Okay, now there is there are certain theorems, okay, which show the relationship between radian and degree measures. Okay, then radian is a constant angle. That theorem we are going to see. Further, we will establish the relation between the 3 different units of measurement of angle, that is degree measure, radian measure, and circular measure. Centesimal system of measuring an angle. Okay, grade measure. Yes, degree measure, grade measure, and radian measure. So all these things. Okay, certain part for explanation is yet left. So this all the topics we will cover in the next video. Take care. Thank you very much.